You guys, welcome back to another video. I am sick. Yeah, I've been sick for the last 6 days. I woke up on Thanksgiving Day with horrible fevers and body aches and yeah, really sick stomach too. So it's been about 6 days and I'm still feeling kind of sick, but I felt a little better to get out of bed and film a video for you guys today. So we're gonna do that. All right, you guys, the reason why you clicked on this video, I almost totaled my car about a year ago today, and I never told you guys about it, so I thought I'd make a video explaining what happened because, yeah, it was a pretty crazy night, and I do have some pictures and videos of it. So we're gonna be showing those pictures and videos of what exactly happened, and it's pretty crazy, and I think you guys are pretty interested, so let's get into it. So last December, I was with my girlfriend and her mom and her little sister, and we all decided to go into downtown Denver to go do some Christmas shopping. So I packed everybody in the M4 and we started heading out. Now, I had just lowered my M4 like a few days ago before that. So yeah, car was super low. And anyways, we were driving into town. We got to downtown Denver and I was at this street light where I needed to make a U-turn. So I went ahead and made the U-turn. There was a curb and I was looking at the curb and I got around it and kept doing my maneuver, and I felt my front wheels roll over something and the car just completely like slammed down like really hard, and my wheels were spinning and I was like, is my car off the ground? Like, what in the world is happening? Like, this is not good at all. So I go ahead and I open up my door and I look down and I'm like, the sidewalk is right in front of me. It's like my side skirt is this and the sidewalk is like that. I'm like a teeter-totter on the sidewalk right now. And that is not good. You do not want to be a teeter-totter on a sidewalk in your lowered M4. Now, there's a lot of things running through my head in this moment, basically because there's a lot of important stuff underneath the car that you do not want damaged in a scenario like this. Luckily, I didn't have any aftermarket side skirts because they would have been completely destroyed, but I was worried about the oil pan and transmission and the rear differential and the front suspension control arms and everything. All those things were holding up the car off the ground, which is not good. You can crack an oil pan, which could, you know, seize up the engine. I could have cracked a transmission or cracked some suspension components or a little pipe or cable, anything. There's so many things that could have been damaged with my car being held up by a piece of concrete. So I'm like, what the heck is happening? So I turn off the car, I get out, and I'm like, okay, I don't really see any fluids. That's good, but then again, I can't see anything because it is pinched shut. So yeah, and I look at my wheels, they're off the ground, so I'm like, there's no point of me trying to move this thing in any way. Now, while all of this is happening, it is like a Friday night during the holidays, super busy. My M4 is in the middle of downtown Denver, and there's so many cars driving by with their phones and cameras, taking pictures of me. Here I am, just a young guy with his car on public display was an embarrassing mistake, and everybody driving by was like saying something to me or laughing or just, you know, that's horrible luck. Like, some guys were saying some mean things, you know, and others are just like, hey, are you okay? But there is also like a ton of sports cars out that night. I had this one C8 drive by and I saw this one GTR go by and all these nice cars. I'm like, dang. They get to enjoy their cars while I get to sit in the middle of downtown like a teeter-totter. Super embarrassing. So after having enough punishment of being out in public, luckily my girlfriend's mom had AAA, so we called them up and we were like, hey, I'm literally sitting on none of my wheels in the middle of downtown. You need to get here ASAP, because not only that, I was causing a traffic jam because I was in the intersection, so cars would have to awkwardly go around me, and it was just a horrible mess with it being holiday traffic. So we called the AAA guy. He said he was gonna send a tow truck over as soon as possible. So this dog just started barking somewhere. I don't know where it is, but hopefully you guys can still understand me with the barking. So we called the tow truck driver and it has now been like 1 hour and he is still not there. I don't know what is taking this driver so long, but I'm getting really frustrated. My girlfriend and her mom and everything, they're trying to calm me down, which, you know, I calmed down, but it was still like, come on, I literally just bought this car, just lowered it. It was looking so good that night, and now it's like, I don't know what damage it just did underneath the car. So the tow truck driver finally gets there. He gets cones and blocks off traffic and makes it flow a little better. And he gets out and he looks at it. He's like, holy crap, I don't know what we're gonna do, but you are in a tough situation. He looks around the car. He's like, I'm really hoping that you didn't damage anything or break anything underneath, because you could have a totaled car if anything cracks. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Let's try to figure this out. I can get my car off in the middle of the street. So we start setting up a plan to get everything, to get the car ready to be pulled out. So we were really limited to what kind of plan we could approach this with, because you couldn't just like scoop up the rear wheels and pull the car away, because the concrete slab would just scrape and rip everything out underneath of it and catch my front bumper and rip it off. No matter, you couldn't do that with the front wheels either. There is no way of just like normally towing it out. So we were trying to think, you know, maybe we jack it up and put on little jack stand rollers and push it off, but the car was too elevated to do that. So he calls in another tow truck driver, and they both start brainstorming. They have a bunch of like 2x4 little blocks of wood, and what they were thinking is that they put blocks under the front wheels and kind of pushed it like, okay, so they jacked up the car, they slid a 2x4 underneath the M4 and kind of got it off the concrete slab a little bit, and they were thinking with it on the wooden blocks, I'm gonna slowly drive back and they're gonna put another block and drive off of that block and another one. I'll throw up some pictures on it, and I actually have a video of the whole process of us getting the car off of this concrete slab, so we'll play that in a second. I hop in the driver's seat. I'm super nervous about this because one small mistake and the car could drop again, causing more damage, or ripping off my front bumper or something like that. So I'm in the car, super nervous. They are also super nervous because they don't want to mess it up. So we start backing the car out. And as a lot of you guys know, DCT is really jerky. So the car was like shaking a little bit on some of the, when I would like slightly give it gas to like back up, it would like really jerk. So I'm like, stop doing that. We need to make this smooth as possible. So yeah, we go ahead and start backing the car off the curb, and I'll play the video for you guys now so you can see how it goes.
Nice and easy. What's that?
It rolls forward. I like it. You too.
Dude over here, he's perfect on my side. Okay, go. Just getting it to where it's not too much juice to get you out of. Can you just put her in YouTube right now? Yeah, I can put her in YouTube. Yeah. Stop there for a second. Put the shit on this side. You can probably straighten the wheel out.
Good job. It looks really good, babe. Nothing is dangling. It looks good.
Are you talking up here? You can do it on the top or bottom into the good height. So if you put it on here, though, we should be good because I don't know how to Yep. Maybe we can get the jack under it and jack it up if we need to. Yeah.
Hell yeah! It's getting fixed.
I'm gonna run this look. And I'm gonna go home. I'll bring the other one to you in a second.
Now that you see that we were able to successfully get the car off of the concrete slab, yeah, there was no fluids, no broken pieces or fragments on the curb, which is a great sign already. So I was able to pull it off, get the heck out of the middle of downtown Denver and pull it off into a parking lot. And yeah, we started to observe everything. We put flashlights underneath my car. Literally like no damage at all. Like they were blown away, I was blown away, because that kind of situation, it only made sense for something to be broken on my car, and we could not find anything. But after that, we went ahead to the intersection and we went and we examined the curb and everything. So here is what went wrong. So there was the main curb right here. It was like a long curb that went all the way down the street, and that's the curb I was avoiding. So the one that I hit was like 15 feet in front of it, and my eyes simply did not see it. So I went ahead and gave myself plenty of space from this curb, and I drove forward, and my low car just completely hid that small little round curb. And yeah, I just went fully around the turn, and that's how I drove up on it and just pancaked my car on it. So, but when you look at the curb, I'll show a picture of it, you can see tons of scratches on it. So I know I'm not the only one who did that, because that curb was pretty beat up. So I know other people have made the same mistake of running over it. So that made me feel a little bit better about it. And the next day after that horrific night, I jacked up the car, put it on jack stands, and I crawled underneath to examine everything. The only thing that was damaged was these rubber brackets so there's a steel pipe underneath my car, and I don't know what it goes to. I'm not the most mechanically inclined person with that kind of stuff, but so here's the pipe, and there's a little rubber grommet that kind of cushioned it underneath, and that grommet got smashed, but the pipe stayed safe, and the grommet took most of the damage. So all of those were pancaked, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're meant for them to kind of take impact so that it doesn't damage any pipes. And then the fabric undercarriage shield, that was all scraped up. But this goes to show you how strong the skid plate is on this car, because after examining it, my car was sitting on the skid plate. That skid plate was holding the whole weight of the car, and it didn't crack or bend or anything, which is incredible. So props to you, BMW, for making it really strong and durable to withstand something like that. So I'm super happy that that's what happened. That was the result. Nothing crazy was damaged. My front bumper was a little scraped up underneath, but that was about it for that. But yeah, that is the story of how my car almost got totaled. So super crazy night, such a stupid little accident, but I know I'm not the only one who has these little things that happen that are just like, come on, like why did that just happen? So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this story. Hopefully it teaches you guys to be a little bit more cautious around curbs and stuff, because it definitely taught me and reminded me that as well. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I appreciate you watching, especially those who made it this far. You guys are the best. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.